What's up, YouTube? It's boy Lyra says so back here again for another video. Today we gotta talk about this. This is breaking Venom versus Spider-Man official announcement from Tom Hardy. Now I'm aware of the fact that Tom Hardy basically did somewhat come out and show the Venom 3 is in the works, and that he posted, I think it was like a script. You know what I'm saying? That I think is done. So let's see what he's about to say about Venom 3. Apparently it's gonna be Venom versus Spider-Man. This ought to be interesting. Let's get it, man. Let's go. But before we get into it, y'all let me know down below in the comments, how was your day? Hopefully it was pretty good, but if it wasn't, hopefully this makes it just a little bit better. Haven't already subscribed. 1,000 subscribers summertime is the goal. I can't speak. Let's go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome
What's
back
up,
to the
man?
Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU, and still talking about Sony's Spider-Verse. Sony Spider-Verse kind of took a hit after Morbius, and especially after Morbius' re-release.
I literally just watched Morbius, like, I want to say it 3 to 4 hours ago. You know what I'm saying? The Blu-ray came in yesterday. It was late. The Blu-ray is supposed to be here, like, I think Monday. Well, Tuesday. It came out technically Tuesday, but I didn't get the Blu-ray till like Wednesday for some reason. I pre-ordered it. You know what I'm saying? 4K Ultra HD, Steelbook edition. I'm collecting. Yes.
Did not do so well in the theaters, but guess what? Sony is not stopping
I thought it was okay
anytime soon. And today we have huge news about Venom 3. And this news is coming directly from Tom Hardy himself.
Yeah.
And this is actually really big news for
I want to see
Sony
Venom versus
Spider-Verse
Morbius
in general, because Tom Hardy has teased Spider-Man. And this is great news. This is what Tom Hardy has been talking about for over a year now. He's been talking about Venom 3 being a Spider-Man movie. But there's a lot of twists that we have to talk about, and it does look like this is unfortunately going to be Tom Hardy's last movie as Venom, which is unfortunate because with the exception of Spider-Man No Way Home and the Spider-Man Homecoming trilogy, Venom is the best thing to come from Sony in a very long time. But there are some things that you have to know about Venom 3, about Spider-Man, about the MCU and the Sony Spider-Verse, and we're going to break it all down in this video. And of course, if you're new, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Venom, Spider-Man, and Marvel news. So first things first, let's talk about the Venom 3 news and how it came about. Tom Hardy shared this picture on his Instagram. And although it may not seem like much, it actually does give us quite a bit of information here. Also, you can still currently see this picture on his Instagram as I'm recording this. Tom Hardy has a history of posting things to his Instagram and then deleting them. This has been kind of fun in the past, but also kind of a pain in the butt because it's led to people photoshopping photos and putting his Instagram handle at the top, making it seem like he posted something, but he actually really didn't, leading to a lot of misinformation out there. But as of right now, as I'm recording this, it is on his Instagram page. We have a little hand-drawn picture of Venom at the top, and then it says story by Tom Hardy and Kelly Marcel, written.
So, people can get a free Samsung.
Nothing in life is free, guys. Remember that.
By Kelly Marcel. Now, if you were a fan of Venom Let There Be Carnage, you will be happy about this because Tom Hardy and Kelly Marcel wrote Venom Let There Be Carnage. And now they're both coming back and teaming up to write Venom 3.
Who did the first one?
Now, what's really interesting about this is that there's a little hand drawn in red ink S on the little hand-drawn Venom face. And we are assuming that this can only mean one thing, Spider-Man. As I mentioned, Tom Hardy has been teasing Venom vs. Spider-Man for a very long time now. Since before Venom Let There Be Carnage even came out, when he was doing interviews for the movie, he teased that the next thing, and probably final thing, was going to be Venom going up against Spider-Man finally. The Sonyverse for Venom kind of changed the whole origin for Venom. How the symbiote got to Earth, who it first attached to, how Eddie Brock bonded with the symbiote. Of course, a lot of people know that originally, Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, was the first person that the symbiote bonded to. Peter Parker eventually realized what the symbiote was and that it was bad and got rid of it, in which the Venom symbiote then spent pretty much the rest of its life mad at Peter Parker and trying to get revenge on him. He hated him for rejecting him. So it's kind of like, I love you, but I hate you type of thing. But obviously, since the first Venom came out, we saw that the first person that the symbiote bonded with was Eddie Brock. And we have not seen Spider-Man since. However, the post-credit scene for Venom Let There Be Carnage, which was kind of a slap to our face, teased that Eddie Brock and Venom would be going up against the MCU's Tom Holland's Peter Parker. Everybody got really excited. This is what we were waiting for. But then the post-credit scene for Spider-Man No Way Home completely changed that, and that's what we have to talk about that is so important. Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock and the Venom symbiote got sent back to the Sony Spider-Verse. However, they did leave a little piece of symbiote behind. This
Right.
tells us that the MCU and the Sonyverse are truly going to remain separated. With
Gotcha.
the exception of the other Spider-Man showing up in Spider-Man No Way Home, they want to keep the universes separated. So there is
Gotcha.
going to be a different Venom in the MCU, but Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock and the Venom that we know are going to remain in the Spider-Verse. And this
Dang.
means two different things that are really, really important. One is that Tom Holland's Spider-Man won't be the Spider-Man in the Sonyverse, which leaves it open for a new Spider-Man. We'll talk about that in just a bit. But two, it also means that there's going to be a new Venom in the MCU. And since it was the post-credit scene for Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man 3, we're all assuming that Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Jacob Batalon is going to be about Venom, a new Venom. And this is where we could be getting that new comic-accurate story, where the Venom symbiote first bonds with Spider-Man / Peter Parker, he rejects it, and it goes on to find Eddie Brock. And both Marvel Studios and some executives at Sony said that they do want to start working on that Spider-Man 4 movie very soon, and they've already started to kind of work on the development of it already. Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal already confirmed this because they didn't want fans to think that Sony and Marvel weren't working well together again. They confirmed that they are, and they're already planning the 4th Spider-Man film. And not too long ago, some executives from Sony did say that they hope to start very soon on Spider-Man 4. So it's really interesting because it does kind of look like Spider-Man 4.
This is going to be an interesting couple years to see how they do this.
But at the same time, Venom 3 with Tom Hardy looks to be a Venom versus Spider-Man film as well. But since Spider-Man 4's Venom isn't going to be Tom Hardy, that means that Venom 3's Spider-Man isn't going to be Tom Holland. And this is kind of a bummer. I think a lot of us were expecting Tom Hardy's Venom to go up against Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but it's looking like that's not what we're going to get. However, that does leave room for a new Spider-Man in the Sony Spider-Man universe. Now, since Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire returned for Spider-Man No Way Home, this means that it could be one of them. However, I'm going to go ahead and rule out Tobey Maguire, at least not for the main Spider-Man of that movie, because we've already had a Venom movie with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I don't think they would do that. I don't think they'd bring him back for another Spider-Man versus Venom movie, and besides, he does look kind of older now. However, people really, really loved Andrew Garfield's performance as Spider-Man in No Way Home, and we're very excited to see him back, and he did mention that he's open to returning. And we've heard from some insiders that Sony is considering using Andrew Garfield for other projects in the Sonyverse. So it could be Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man that we're getting for Venom versus Spider-Man. And after all, we did have that scene in Spider-Man No Way Home where Tobey Maguire talked about fighting Venom, an alien, and Tom Holland talked about fighting an alien, Thanos, and Andrew Garfield had that line about him wanting to fight an alien. Well, it looks like he might get that opportunity in Venom 3. And of course, there is always the option that Sony might get a new Spider-Man altogether. Now, at this point in time, I don't think this would be a very good idea. People really love Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and of course, the MCU is going to continue to make Spider-Man movies. And like I said, people love the return of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, so introducing an entirely new Spider-Man probably would not be the best idea. I think the best idea at this point would be to simply go with Andrew Garfield. Tobey Maguire got his Venom movie. Looks like Tom Holland's about to get his Venom movie in the MCU. Give Andrew Garfield his Venom movie going up against Tom Hardy in Venom 3. After all, it still is a Venom movie. Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock should be the main focus still, but you should get an iconic Spider-Man in there, not just a Spider-Man that nobody knows and is new to the universe. That's what I think they should do, and that's what I'm hoping they do.
It kind of looks like Venom v.
According to the
Spider-Man.
direct.com, Tom Hardy did at one point post the script to his Instagram story. That has now been taken down, but apparently when it was up, it had a sticker over it that said Last Dance. And if this is true, if that truly was on Tom Hardy's Instagram story, in which they did take a screenshot, so if it's not photoshopped, that means that this is going to be the last Venom movie for Tom Hardy, which is sad to think about because again, Venom is the best thing to come from Sony's universe, and I think Tom Hardy is great. But let me know what you think about all of this news in the comments down below. Let me know
if they got
who
Tom
you would
Hardy
like
to play the
Spider-Man
MCU
in Venom 3 going up against Tom Hardy.
And he's like
Leave
completely
your thoughts,
different,
comments, and theories down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest Venom and Spider-Man news. For live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof, woof, woof.
Well, there you have it. Thank you very much, Cosmic Wonder, aka Warren Thompson over at Cosmic Wonder Official. Yeah, breaking. This is breaking news. Venom 3 potentially being the last film for Tom Hardy sucks a little bit, because I very much do enjoy the Venom films, and I very much do enjoy Venom, the character, and Tom Hardy's acting. It's phenomenal. So it'd be a little saddened. I'd be a little saddened to see him do his last rendition of this character. Also, Tom Holland potentially fighting Venom in his not spinoff, but 4th film. You know what I'm saying? We kind of already figured that with the post-credit scene of No Way Home. So can't wait to see that. I wonder if they're gonna probably have to use like Andrew, right, to do the Spider-Man, because like who would they use for Venom 3? Like Toby's already fought Venom. Andrew hasn't. Tom's about to. So it's like Andrew's like the next viable option. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting times how they're gonna do this within a time frame and management wise, like, because we're gonna have one Venom versus Spider-Man film versus another Venom versus Spider-Man film, or is it gonna be like a year after year type thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, Sony's got a lot of juggle right now. Anyways, y'all let me know down below in the comments, man, what your thoughts were. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube, and also follow me on Instagram at LeroySaidSo. Same YouTube channel. That being said, peace.